Well, it happened on October 20th. That's when I saw the news. Save the ruby slippers. And there was the Smithsonian seeking funds through crowdfunding on Kickstarter to preserve Dorothy's shoes. And we can really learn from this campaign, not only about Giving Tuesday campaigns, but about how to tell a great story. And today's storytelling tip is on our countdown, our daily tips countdown to Fundraising 2016. I'm sure you're thinking about your own Giving Tuesday campaign and your crowdfunding, and look what happened on October 20th. The Smithsonian announces a Kickstarter campaign to save the ruby slippers. The Smithsonian seeks funds to preserve Dorothy's shoes. Is this a good campaign? Is this a great story? It certainly is. You know, these slippers hold an important part in U.S. history and the American imagination. People love these things. They're an icon of American culture. So many people growing up seeing The Wizard of Oz can relate to these shoes. Why? Because they relate to the dream of running away from home, to the problems that you need to overcome, and to realizing that home is a pretty special place after all. And there is your story, and that's why it's going to work. Good lessons for us. The Smithsonian Kickstarter campaign was so successful that within days, the slippers were saved by the $300,000 that they had asked for. What can we learn from this story in this crowdfunding effort? What did they tell us that we needed to know? They told us what would be involved in the conservation of the shoes. They told us why the Smithsonian needed us, even though people said, well, isn't the Smithsonian federally funded? They answered those questions. They answered the question of what is happening to the ruby red slippers. They showed pictures of how they would be restored, told why it was important to conserve an American icon. They talked a bit about what it takes, what goes into conservation. And they showed that these things must be done delicately, or you hurt the spell. Not only did they talk about the amount they needed, but they talked about what's in the budget, the research needed, the materials and tools needed. And then they talked about their own history and where the slippers would be displayed. You got a total picture, a total impact of being a part of this team. And when they reached their $300,000 goal, they were ready to stretch the project. They announced a stretch goal, and they announced that they needed $85,000 to conserve and display the Scarecrow costume from The Wizard of Oz. They thanked their donors so much. They said, thank you for helping us to keep them ruby, for getting us over our $300,000 goal. We are so grateful for the overwhelming support you've shown this project. Dorothy's ruby slippers will now be conserved and kept sparkling for future generation of Wizard of Oz fans to enjoy at the National Museum of American History. We can't wait to share the conservation story with all of you who have helped back our project. Feel like a great team member from that letter? You sure do. You made it possible. The Smithsonian went on to say in their thank you letter, we have reached the Emerald City, but the great and powerful Oz has told us that our journey isn't quite over yet. Just as we couldn't have reached our goal without you, Dorothy couldn't have completed her journey with the slippers alone. She needed her friends by her side, and there's no way we'd forget about them. We're so excited to announce our stretch goal. Help the Smithsonian conserve and display another beloved icon of American film history, Scarecrow's costume, worn by actor Ray Bolger in The Wizard of Oz. And doesn't it seem a perfect time, right here near Halloween, to stretch this project, have a stretch goal of the Scarecrow. It's all perfect, isn't it? Perfect storytelling, perfect crowdfunding, and a perfect example for all of us right now at this point in our year-end fundraising. Thanks so much for having been here today. I'm Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising. This has been fun. Storytelling and using the best stories in the world for good examples. I think this will help all of us get excited about our own stories and our Giving Tuesday crowdfunding effort. Oh, we've got a lot to look forward to. Okay, see you soon. More information on blockbusterfundraising.com. Got a great blog there. Facebook, we're active on Facebook, and our YouTube channel houses all of our video daily tips. So if you need some help, some inspiration, we're there for you, cheering you on and your 2016 Blockbuster fundraising results that we know you're going to achieve. Bye-bye. Thanks.